Hello and welcome to the North Bank podcast, a delayed edition of the North Bank podcast. Apologies for that. I'm your host, Holly. I'm joined as ever by Stef and Chris. Hello, gentlemen.
Hello.
Evening.
We good?
We are.
Excellent.
There's literally nothing to complain about.
And just on that, Steph, before we continue, I do want to avoid as much melodrama as possible, but I do want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to Arsenal.
Oh.
3 consecutive second-place finishes. You could perhaps forgive the team for maybe dissolving or thinking it's just not going to happen. As a fan, deep frustration. We started the season with, I don't know, expectation, hope, tempered somewhat by being the butt of a lot of bottle job jokes from other fans, and we had to take it because on the surface we finished second 3 seasons in a row. That's not a good look. And yet here we are in November. We are halfway through our Champions League group stages. Played 4, won 4, 4 clean sheets, joint top. We are 6 points clear at the top of the Premier League. And as you just alluded to, everything is going far, far better than any of us could have hoped for, genuinely, realistically. Yes, we've got the injury issues.
Makes it even more impressive then, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I just wanted to say thank you and stop for a moment and appreciate exactly where we are now, because inevitably it's going to go wrong.
Jill, I was just going to say, Holly, you're in danger. You're in danger of enjoying. You're in danger of enjoying the journey.
And I tell you what brought about that little moment of clarity is the fact that I am actually becoming away end Holly for one day only. I'm going to the Sunderland game, and I've lots of happy memories travelling to the northeast to Middlesbrough and to Newcastle. I've never been to Sunderland since the documentary Sunderland Till I Die. Was that what it was called?
Yep.
I've kind of had a real soft spot for the club, and I'm so excited about going to watch them on Saturday. Xhaka there. We'll talk about Dan Ballard as well, a bit of Arsenal narrative. So inevitably, I'm looking forward to it so much. I need to double, triple, quadruple bluff fate in some way by saying thank you. I know it won't last, but I'm really grateful that we are where we are right now. I think it's incredible. I think it's brilliant. So anyway, that was my self-indulgent little... what's the word? Sentimental OTT moment. Anyway, right. So back to what we're talking about this evening. A quick look back at Slavia Prague. We are 48 hours after the fact, so we won't dwell too much on that. You've obviously got your fill of post-match reaction elsewhere, I'm sure. I have only seen the goals because of the ridiculously early kickoff time. It's like no chance I could get in front of a TV screen for that and get away with it. Stef and Chris, you saw it. You can talk about that. And we will look ahead to the last game before the next international break, away at Sunderland at 5:30 kickoff on Saturday. So 4 games into the Champions League group, joint top, 4 clean sheets. We are breaking records left, right and centre. We are 8 clean sheets in a row now, equaling a record from 1922. We can beat that, I believe. Or is it 1903? Sorry, 1903. I was thinking of a United Ireland, a free island, 1922, sorry. 1903. And I think one more clean sheet and we surpassed that record. 1903. Like... That's mental. How hard is that a record to have matched, considering it hasn't been done by any team since then? It's just amazing, absolutely amazing. And we are struggling up front with a plethora of injuries. The players that are out: Havertz, Ødegaard, Madueke, Gyökeres, Martinelli, and Jesus. Who, welcome back to the grass, Jesus. The pictures were doing the rounds earlier on today. Great sight to see. And fingers crossed, because he's a brilliant player. And to have him off the bench, he could be a really impactful player. In fact, we could do with him now. But to be sustaining this level of performance where we are personally affronted if the other team has a shot on target, let alone score. I just hope we don't go to pieces when we concede a goal. Like, it's, you go on a long unbeaten run and then you lose a game and then you end up losing it to a second game or a third game as well. I'm just hoping it's not that for goals in one game. So Slavia Prague away. The only note of caution, I guess, in the Champions League group is that we haven't played either of our pot 2 games. So every team plays a pot 1 team home and away, a different team, but one pot 1 team at home, another pot 1 team away, and from pot 2, 3, and 4 as well. So that's where you get your 8 games. We haven't played either of ours, so I think we're home to Bayern Munich and away to Inter Milan. There are 2 pot 1 games. So we haven't played either. So, it's not saying it's a false position at the top there, but it's a very comfortable one. Slavia Prague, I didn't see it. I've heard that the first 20 minutes were a bit iffy. They had a brute up front who tried to bully and intimidate everyone. But after 20, 25 minutes, it was pretty much control FC. Steph, do you want to talk us through the team news as well? Like, I can't remember who even started in the game now.
Well, Nkapie made his bow for the team, which was probably the most notable thing, and was one of those players that their, really tall, hefty centre forward tried to sort of intimidate. Little did he sort of bank on this Ecuadorian, like Street Fighter character who was going to stand up to him absolutely no problem. Yeah, it was a potential banana skin. Prague is actually a team where we've had iffy results against, albeit in different competitions, played them in the Europa League and whatnot, and we've had a defeat there, we've had a draw there, we've had a couple of wins there. So it was, one that had to be dealt with. But there's just something about this team where that there's a level that they're going to give. And despite an iffy opening spell of the game where they really got at us, actually, and were very direct and aggressive, and took us a while to sort of get to grips with that. But there's a pattern emerging in some of our games where first halves are a little bit slow in getting going, and I always liken it to a boxer who's feeling out his opponent. They're trying to feel the weight of their jab. You're trying to see how much they can actually hurt them, but also trying to figure out where their weaknesses are. Are they a bit slow in one aspect or a bit vulnerable in another aspect? And it feels like Arsenal are spending the first half of a game just working out what dangers they can take from an opponent and also what weaknesses they can exploit. And then second half, going to town on it. And a similar sort of thing happened against Prague. So it was just a really, really good performance. And you said about not playing our pot 1 games yet. We've got Bayern and Inter to come. Yeah, but we're already on 12 points, and a lot of the experts and pundits were sort of
16.
saying that 15,
okay,
which are probably a bit low now, but we're saying about 15 should get you into that top 8. So we really are knocking on the door of already being done with our work.
And because we haven't actually played our pot 4 home team yet. So, in theory, our easiest game we haven't played yet. Okay, we've got our 2 officially most difficult games to come, but we've also got our easiest game to come. But we shouldn't really have any issue with qualification in the top 8 from the position we are in at the moment. Unless we suffer a similar spate of injuries at the back that we've suffered at the front. But, surely not, he says. The Prague manager was very effusive in his praise, wasn't he? Especially in terms of our physicality, and I didn't see it. So I'm curious to see in Nkapie and see what kind of player he is. What's his profile like from what you've seen so far? If in terms of positioning on the pitch as well, like how did he play that position?
Are you going to take that, Chris?
Yeah. Well,
go for it.
Well, for me, it's more your traditional left back. The up and down the flank rather than inverting and as we're used to from the left. He's he's my sort of build physically as well. What I like in a fullback, it's not that kind of rangy, can get turned easily sort of build. You know, he's well set. So for me, yeah, and just that physicality, that bulldog kind of terrier-like quality, which will endear him to the fans immediately.
Who was in front of him? Trossard. Was Trossard in front of him on the left?
Mm-hmm.
And Eze didn't start the game, did he? He was on the bench.
Yeah.
Who played that? Was it Waneri that played that?
Yes.
How did that go?
We won
3-0, so...
Yeah, it was difficult. I mean, that first period was difficult for all of us because we just couldn't find a rhythm. And as you said, Steph, you know, they were trying. It's that leveler, isn't it? When a team knows they can't match you technically, physicality is a great leveler where they can really go at you and disrupt your rhythm. And then the penalty was the kind of catalyst that kind of you felt them deflating as soon as the penalty happened. You just got a sense that they almost knew, possibly informed by our incredible record and the run we're on. It's like that we've been saying, you know, this virtuous circle effect of, oh God, Arsenal are winning, that's it, game over, almost. And it, felt like they'd lost a hell of a lot of momentum after that. But yeah, as they all found a bit of space. It wasn't the most fluent of performances, but he did enough.
On the penalty, because I saw, Steph, you kind of tweeted or posted in the WhatsApp group, I can't remember, that you felt it was quite a harsh decision, and I hadn't seen it. So when I watched it, I must admit, I thought it was a penalty. His hand was up like that. Okay. It's just if his hand was like below his head, he was deliberately trying to stop the ball. If he missed it with his head, his hand was there to stop it. That's what he did.
I always find it a bit difficult when pens are given when someone's actually turning away. You know, if he's jumping up doing a star shape in front of the man, you know, in front of him, then fair enough. But when you're up in the air and you're using arms for leverage,
what was that hand protecting? What was it? It wasn't up there. It wasn't leveraging. It was like a rabbit ear.
And I don't know why I've watched quite a bit of the European football this midweek, and all I seem to have seen is a very low bar on handball penalties that have been given. There was one earlier on the Thursday as we record this where Nottingham Forest were awarded a penalty, and for me, it's a perfectly natural position. Yeah, it's hit a player's hand and it's stopped a cross going in, and I don't know why. Ours was a slightly. It was slightly more of a penalty than, say, that one, but it does feel like the bar for European handball penalties is lower than say in the Premier League. That's all.
I mean, it did hit his head first, didn't it? And that would be
I thought that would be mitigation, but in
that
Europe,
would not be a penalty. That would not be a penalty in the Premier League if it hits any
for
part
that
of
reason.
your body. Yeah,
I think, yeah. So
it's just that his hand, for me, his hand shouldn't have been up that high. There was no explanation. Reasonable explanation beyond trying to interfere with the ball for his hand to be up there. It wasn't in front of his face. You're not getting leverage. It was weird. His hand. Well, what's his hand up there for? I just thought it was weird. But and anyway, he deserved to concede a penalty. Yeah.
The referee, I thought, was pretty appalling generally in that game. Anyway.
He loved his cards.
He remembered
cards. His yellow card.
Well, all I was concerned about was Rice picking one up. But he carded pretty much everyone else. So
is it 2 yellow cards in all 8 group games, and is it wiped after that or something?
I don't know how that works.
It seems like a lot of
all I
games.
knew was I was watching Rice so like fixedly because I was just kind of like, I almost didn't want him to play because we definitely wouldn't him available for the Bayern game. So he was 1 card away, but managed to come through. It was obviously well done to him.
Max Diamond.
Yeah.
Another record breaker.
Let's talk about these records.
I mean, look, we had 17-year-old Harriman Anous come off the bench and no one's talking about it. We had 4 teenagers in that team on the pitch. 4 teenagers in a
Crazy.
meaningful Champions League game.
Yeah.
Away from home. But Max Diamond, the youngest ever Champions League player, ever. The first 15-year-old to play in the Champions League. How did he play when he came on?
Fine.
Yeah.
I mean, as you'd expect.
What do you want to do?
Well, he needs to start contributing to goals and assists now for me. Listen,
I'd like him just to get his homework in on time, to be honest.
I remind you both of my pre-season kind of prediction that he would be in, and if he's going to get into the England squad, he needs to start producing some goals. Come on, Max, my son.
Well,
take one
testament to how good he was that they realised pretty quickly that he had the beating of them, and they just kicked him.
He's going to get that.
Yep.
I'm afraid, was it this England under-19s against Spanish under-19s, and they just hacked him to pieces in the game, and the referee offered no protection. It's like it's going to be Xhaka Mark II, but probably a little bit more intense even than Xhaka received. And we have to talk about Mikel Merino. That first touch goal was brilliant.
And I know.
Yes.
Trossard's work to deliver that cross as well. Oh, it's good.
But the touch, people aren't talking about it enough. If Gyökeres had finished like that, we would be purring.
Well, remember when he scored that beauty against Real Madrid in the home leg?
Yeah, the Rice 2 free kicks.
The way he passed it into the net. He does have an amazing touch, and it's just a very intelligent player as well. The positions he takes up, the speed of his run. He's never going to be a kind of running the channels centre forward, because he's not a centre forward. But what we get from him is in that final third, that just he's got a guile about him. He just knows where to be, doesn't he?
Did he play any differently? Did he play any differently to how he's played before? And what I'm asking is, did he temper his game towards what Gyökeres would have provided at all, or did he stick to what he was?
He does what he does best.
Yeah,
I don't think he can play like Gyökeres.
No,
because I think we'll miss that for all the games that Gyökeres isn't around. We'll miss that, and we'll see how the rest of the team copes with that as well, a lack of space perhaps. And his two goals actually offered two sides to his character, the guile and skill of the first, but the bravery of the second one, because he could have fully expected to have been absolutely hammered by the goalkeeper. I mean, the goalkeeper did not come out in any sense of accomplishment from that attempted stuff. I don't know what he was doing. He was trying to catch it in his tummy area. Like, you've got a 6'4" player in front of you. You're not going to get that down that low. So that his bravery in that second header as well. But job done, wasn't it? Job done.
Yeah.
And what felt like a stern test at the start turned out to be quite a comfortable evening. And like you say, we were making substitutions to protect Rice and protect players from potential injury. It really did turn into a bit of a celebration. Add into the fact that we've got the youngest player ever to play in the Champions League. We're keeping a record number of clean sheets. And you're talking about one impressive spell that we are going through at the moment, and it's just incredible.
A team shorn of Havertz and Odegaard and Madueke and Gyökeres and Martinelli and Jesus still can afford to have Eze on the bench.
That's mad.
Yeah.
That is ridiculous. And win 3-0 away from home in the Champions League.
Worth pointing out that penalty rightly overturned as well towards the end, which might have cost us our record.
The Ben White doing Ben White's. Well, when it was first given, I was like, and I like with the referee high foot, and then you saw that the Prague player had exactly the same high foot, and you're like, well, what do you do there? So I was quite glad it was.
Well, he got the ball as well. Crucially,
I didn't think it was going to be. Yeah, well, apparently that sometimes doesn't matter, but again, in Europe, maybe that's slightly different.
It only matters if it's against us.
And that didn't end
this
up.
Season.
Yeah. That didn't even end up being. We did concede a shot on target. So we should talk about how Raya is probably coming under the spotlight.
No, but on a serious note, though, Arteta referenced that. He said in his post-match sit down with the written press conference, he referenced that they were in the changing rooms talking about how they could have managed different certain situations differently, and yet they're talking about that goal. Oh, that shot rather, a shot on target. How bloody dare you?
That is.
It's like,
the level.
There's that clip doing the rounds. I don't know the game. I can't remember it, but it's the 90. It's Burnley. So we're 2-0 up. It's the 93rd minute, and Burnley have a breakaway attack, and every single Arsenal player is sprinting back. Every single one, to the point where we've got all 10 players behind the ball, all 10 outfield players behind the ball within like 5 seconds.
And that's 2-0 up away from home in injury time. And those are the standards that we joke about, Arteta setting. There's an argument that it could end up, breaking some players, possibly, if they're exerting themselves too much. But you don't get to this standard, by jogging back and seeing what happens. So,
yeah, wow. We'll save that conversation for the international break. But there may well be a direct correlation between the intensity of our play off the ball and the number of muscular injuries we are picking up, and all in one area, the forward line. Which players do the most? I mean, Declan Rice aside, because he's ridiculous, but it's the forward players that tend to be the most. I'd love to know. We could find out somewhere what the average kilometre run per player is in each game, and the type of the runs as well, like the intensity of the sprints.
Yeah,
like
that's the crucial thing, isn't it?
Because worryingly, Arteta said that Gyökeres has never had a muscular injury before, so it's taken us 2 months to break him.
Brilliant,
excellent. Mm-hmm. He's hopefully back for the Spurs game, but there's been like a kind of conflicting views a little bit. Hand of Arsenal says Arsenal are completely relaxed, it's minor, and he'll be available for the Spurs game. Sammy Muckbull at the BBC kind of paints a slightly different picture, points to the use of the word worry by Arteta when referring to Gyökeres' injury. But as ever, we won't learn. I mean, will there be a Preza tomorrow? We know he's not available for that game. I can't imagine anybody will be coming back, Zubimendi aside, because he was training with the team, so he was just suspended for the Champions League game, so I'm assuming he'll be okay for Sunderland. Anything else to round off with for the Champions League before we look at Sunderland?
No, but I did put a message out to our followers on social media and asked a couple of questions. One of which was what impressed you most about the Prague game. So Kazcat the Nerd on Thread said, "We didn't look phased at all, and yet again Mourinho makes an impact. He is underrated." And also Arsenal Therapy, so Adam, who we had on the pod over the summer on there, said that it's Mourinho and Trossard coming up with big moments again.
Squad players, yeah.
Yeah, and then I heard a stat about how in Arteta's time, Trossard is the 10th leading appearance maker in that time. So he is a player that is called upon quite a lot. His goal and assist rate is very good. So to have a player like that, who we'd all probably say is maybe third choice on the left side, is
not me.
Absolutely
I always
fantastic.
said he should start.
Oh, you've always rated him. Yeah.
Always said he should start. Listen, I think last pod I said I'm preparing a Trossard appreciation segment.
Good.
For I bet Chris is the one that's been on his case, not me.
So yeah,
you can read, listeners and viewers, you can read into the boys laughing at that as you wish. Right, okay, so park the bus for Champions League. That returns with Bayern Munich after the international break. Yay. Bayern Munich, by the way, 16 wins in a row at the start of this season.
They're a worry.
They've not dropped a point anywhere.
A point. Not dropped a point.
But they're only 4 points, or I think 4 points clear in the Bundesliga. Because is it Leverkusen or Dortmund? I think maybe they're the next two. But anyway, before we go on to talk about Sunderland, and Chris, you can drop in some DJ Smashy and Nicey. Just a little thanks to Tabs there. For it's the shout out section. And again, I apologise for butchering people's names, but just to give a bit of context, Steph asked a couple of weeks ago or a week and a half ago for people to let us know where they're watching us from or tuning in from. And we've had a few in since the last podcast as well. So in no particular order. And again, apologies. Username on, I think, YouTube, and it's either Dr. Ilscaro or D. Real Scaro. But watching from Leicester. So that's good. I like that, Leicester, because as the song goes...
And
Steph,
Leicester.
And Leicester. Gunnar Millsy, hello to you. Thank you for checking in from Ashford in Kent. And not quite as exotic as that, we've got Display Name, which I think is brilliant as a username. I don't think I was reading it wrong. From LA. Check you out. And not far from there on the West Coast, we've got Avisek. I hope I've got your name correctly, who's tuning in from San Francisco. And last but by no means least, from Bogota in Colombia, a shout out to Louisfer. Thank you very much for checking in. And wow, quite exotic.
Truly global.
We are, aren't we?
And if anyone wants to get in touch, at North Bank Pod,
where?
You can leave a comment on our Spotify, on our YouTube. All helps, boost the algorithm and spread the word. But we're on the socials, Twitter, BlueSky, Threads, Instagram, TikTok, you name it. It's all at North Bank Pod. Let us know where you're listening from.
Indeed, do. It's really fascinating. It really is. And we appreciate it. Thank you very much. Right, Sunderland. The Roker Roar, you said, Chris, but it's not that anymore, is it? It's the Stadium of Lights. What? Lair? I don't know.
Stadium of Light?
Yeah, beam.
Beam.
Yeah.
So look, this is not quite as easy a game as it may have looked when the fixture list was first posted. Sunderland are defying all the odds. This game is dripping in narrative as well. Xhaka's the obvious one, but Dan Ballard, who we released twice and then re-signed. Like, I remember keeping tabs on him. Northern Irish centre-back, who we eventually sold to Sunderland in 2022, I think. Undisclosed fee, I don't know how much. And he's only 26 now. He's got a contract there till 2028. He's a mainstay. He's the linchpin at the centre of their defence. And he's a bit of a threat up front as well. I think he's played about 29 times for Northern Ireland, but he's got about 5 goals. So he's really, really good. And I'm delighted for him because I think he was a real grafter, a hard worker, the right attitude, determined that this was going to be his career. He was going to make a career. I suffered a fair bit of rejection from Arsenal, especially from Arsenal. And yet here he is, an established Premier League player now, and Sunderland aren't going to be relegated this season. Nobody with their points tally after 10 games has ever been relegated. So you've got to think that they'll stay up. They're sitting 4th. I read the BBC run these fan segments, and I read the Sunderland fans' contribution, and he started it by saying, "I'm almost disappointed we're not second." and then he said, if I caught myself saying that 10 games ago, I'd have thought the men in white coats would be coming for me, because they dropped 2 points at home to Everton on Monday night in their most recent game after having gone to Chelsea and won at Chelsea in the previous game. Those 2 points would have made this a top of the table clash. First place travels to second place. So they are not to be underestimated at all. They've only conceded 8 goals. Same amount of goals conceded as City, way less than anybody else. We are the only team who've conceded fewer goals than them. It's really quite some story, Sunderland. I can't wait to go there because since the documentary, I've just had a soft spot for them. But I've never been to this stadium. It's always good to go to a new stadium, and it completes my kind of triumvirate set up in the northeast there with Middlesbrough and Newcastle. Steph, are you going?
I am absolutely going.
Shall I see you there?
And it was because I'm a member of a supporters club over here in East Anglia, and it was my first away game with them to go up to the northeast and go to the Stadium of Light. And it was in Mesut Ozil's first game for Arsenal. So we had that lovely Nike polo shirt, yellow and blue number, and Ozil got an assist within 9 minutes, and everyone was going, "Here we go." We've signed a superstar. He's amazing. We're going to win it all. And we won an FA Cup. But no, it is really good. All that context about Sunderland is great. I watched most of that Sunderland-Everton game on Monday. Boy, did Everton have some chances. And there was one miss in particular that was, it was head in your hand stuff from Everton. So they were a little bit more open than they have been in some of their previous games. But like you say, they're a real threat. They're a really good side. A lot of people talking about Granit Xhaka as one of their best players ever because the way he's come in and just taken control of the midfield. The thing that surprises me is that they're booking the trend because they have spent a lot of money. They've essentially refreshed most of their first team, certainly the starting 11. There's a few players who played a lot for them in the Championship, still waiting to get their turn to have a go. And that sort of books the trend. You know, that wholesale change doesn't always quite work, but whoever's been doing the scouting and created that blend of players seems to have done really well. You know, they are direct when they want to be. They're just very combative. It spilled over a little bit against Everton, but you don't mind that a little bit, I suppose. You don't want to come into the Premier League and just be a bit meek. And so, fully expecting a very tough game.
And it'll be hostile atmosphere as well. 41,000 will be crammed in there, and they'll make a hell of a noise, one would imagine. Chris, how are you feeling about it?
Yeah, I think despite the fact that they are clearly on a crest of a wave, I still think we'll have too much for them. I think we're going to burst their bubble. So I'm as bullish as I am, as I ever have been, because of the way we're playing at the moment. So every reason to be.
Is that no nerves?
Oh, well, nerves in anticipation, but I'm not fearing that they're going to wallop us. It's not that kind of nerves that we'd have a few years ago where we'd be going to City and it would be a question of how many you'd be conceding. Nervous in anticipation of a good game.
You'd definitely consider this points dropped if we didn't win, would you?
I would. Yeah. I would.
So we haven't had that game yet this season. The Brighton game, shall we say. My Brighton game from last season, my Fulham game from the season before. We haven't had that where we should have won a game but dropped points. And the fact is we're into November and we haven't had that game is the thing that keeps coming back to me. Maybe we're not going to have that game.
Well, the form would suggest that. That's why I'm bullish. I just think that there comes a point where if you're going to win the league, basically, these are the games where you can't afford to drop points in. This is
I think this is an absolutely crucial weekend. We travel to Sunderland on Saturday. Liverpool play City on Sunday. We need to be 9 and 10 points clear of those two going into that. They're sitting down watching their game. We need to be sitting there, mug of tea, smug mug, just to continue that, thinking, well, do you know what? A draw would be great. Both of you drop points. That would be superb. Yeah. But do you know what? If one of you wins, it takes points off the other one.
Well, we've still done our job.
Yeah. So it's the same with Burnley. The Burnley game last weekend, and that was pretty trouble-free. But this, I think Sunderland are going to offer a bit more than Burnley did. I don't know. Yeah, just a bit more at both ends of the pitch, perhaps.
In the year, I think it was the year 2000, start of the season, we were away at Sunderland, and Wenger put Robert Pires on the bench and basically said, look, just chill out because this is going to be a bit tasty. So just, hold back and we'll sort it out. And apparently that went down like a lead balloon. Robert Pires was like, well, come on, put me on the pitch. What are you talking about? And then when the game started to unfold, he was like, oh, okay. But obviously things were a little bit more agricultural then in the Premier League. And the similar thing is, or the difference is, we're not like that either. We weren't we still had a bit of backbone obviously then, but this Arsenal team relish the fight. They relish the physical duels and the physical challenges. They won't be intimidated. Yeah, exactly. And so we'll absolutely relish that. Not that I think many teams really go about that in that way. You might get the odd sort of one-on-one battle. You know, their centre forward at Prague was trying to do that a little bit, but not really. And so we'll go up there, you know, sort of thinking, well, whatever you've got to throw at us, you want to make it a physical game, we'll make it a physical game. Yeah. You want to play football, guess what? We'll open you up, because we've got players like Trossard and Xhaka. They love the touch of the football and to take people on. And so we've got a lot of ways that we can solve the problems that are there. The slight worry, and this is what Adam from Arsenal Therapy said, his slight worry for Sunderland, because I asked about that, he said, our lack of attacking depth. We're so strong everywhere else, but we are back to having ball-to-feet players in attack. So, yeah, we might not be able to vary things as much in the front line if things don't quite work. But like you say, Marino's such an intelligent player, as is Trossard, as is Xhaka, that they might solve problems in a slightly different way. You know, they in themselves can mix things up a little bit. Yeah, they're not going to have the speed of Madueke. They're not going to have the aggression of Gyökeres, but they are still excellent players. So yeah,
if you
bring it on.
I'm glad we had the away game in Prague after the second half against Burnley, because it was a very different second half. I know game state may well have played into that, but it was a very different second half compared to first half without Gyökeres for that second half. But we've demonstrated that we can cope with that away in Prague, scoring 3 goals and comfortably winning. But I want to read out the team, because we're missing a lot of players, but let's forget about the players that we're missing, because they're no good to us for this Saturday's game. If I read this team out to you, that will probably start against, I'd imagine we've got very similar starting 11s. I can't see too much deviation from that. So, Chris, just read out your starting 11 and it might kind of fall into my point.
Okay, Raya, Timber, Saliba, Gabriel Calafiori, Rice Zubimendi. I've actually switched Marino into the sort of supporting midfielder with Saka, Trossard sort of false 9 and Eze wide left.
Okay, so I've got the same players.
Personnel. Same personnel, yeah.
I've got Trossard wide left, Marino playing where he played against Prague, and Eze in the middle instead of where. Steph, you got similar?
Make that 3 for 3.
Right, okay, so that team is very good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, that's an attacking team that's very good. It's got Saka, Eze, Trossard, and Spain's top scorer in their World Cup qualification. Like, it's... So forget the players that we're missing, because that could become quite a depressing pastime, because they are so good. I'm saying forget about them. I'm going to read the list out for the 3rd time on this podcast. Havertz, Ødegaard, Madueke, Gyökeres, Martinelli, Jesus. I mean, wow, such talent.
The only downer on that is raw pace that we are lacking. And if we're going to try and do, hit on the break, it would have been lovely to have a Martinelli or a Madueke that was able to relieve, as a sort of release valve to just put it in behind them. If they'll probably bring up their line by 10 yards because of that, I would imagine. Without that,
but like you've said, and loads of commentators have said, we can win differently.
Yeah,
we find a way to win. Whatever the game state is, or whatever's presented in front of us, we can find a way to win. And that's where the set piece. Go on, Steph.
I was just going to say another stat as well about threat and things like that. Yeah, raw pace and in behind. After Gyökeres, who are the 2 players that have had the most shots in the Premier League this season?
Calafiori and Timber.
Calafiori and Timber. I mean, the threat's coming from all sorts of different places. We've seen Calafiori step into the front line, and Timber had some lovely build-up play, but even particularly against Burnley as well. So, wow. Yeah, bring it on.
And this is a team that's then going to have a bench that's not as strong as previous benches, but still contains Ethan Nwaneri, Miles Lewis-Skelly and Max Dowman. Is Harriman and Noose, has he got pace? Because I think he'll be on the bench again. Has he got pace? I don't know his profile.
I only saw him at Brighton, and yeah, I don't know if we played in that way. The first part of the game, Brighton.
It was hard to tell.
It was hard to tell.
Yeah,
what his USP is.
Yeah.
I like the timing of his run and the run he made that Timber found, and he had the shot that was blocked that Xhaka then scored with the rebound. So, but I didn't see anything again. The last couple of games I just haven't seen. Who have we got? Who else would be on the bench? Norgard and Ngapier and Mosquera, probably. White, yeah. So not much to change it in an attacking sense, but as Prague proved, we might not need it. So it's a really strong team. I mean, look, come on. Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, Calafiori, Zubimendi, Rice, Eze. I mean, you only come to see the Arsenal. Come to see the Arsenal. So you're that confident. Chris, what's your score?
I've got us conceding one, I'm afraid.
That's my stick.
Yeah, I don't know. Just had a feeling that it was the bow will break. I've got 1-2. Arsenal winning 2-1.
Okay, and I think Sunderland against Everton set out with 3 at the back. They played a back 5. There's 3 at the back. Dan Ballard's in the middle. Steph.
Chris, that's the first goal in the league you've predicted us conceding since Newcastle away. Just
where we conceded.
Where we did concede. Oh dear.
Chris.
That's interesting.
Well, you'd take it, wouldn't you? You'd take it.
I would take a 2-1.
I'd take a win. 3 points is all that matters.
Win. I don't care.
Get to the international break, try and get 1 or 2 people back afterwards, and then go into a massive week. Spurs, Bayern, Chelsea. Yeah. I've got 1-0 to the Arsenal.
I've got 2-1 as well.
Yeah. Okay, there you go.
Should I say 3-1? Should I say 3-1?
No.
For the hell of it. Say 2-0.
No, 2-1. No, I'm not changing. You did that last time. I changed and your score came in and I should have stuck with it. So,
well, I was right last week. I predicted 2-0 Burnley. So as long as I keep getting it right against the promoted teams.
I would rather it not be a 1-0 or a 2-1 win, just for my nerves. But I'll take it. I'll take it. Like,
I want the nil. I want this narrative.
Well, this would be the record. We've won 10 games in a row as well. When was the last time we won 11 games in a row?
I have no idea.
I'm asking. I don't know.
Another clean sheet just to wind people in. And I want the one goal to be obviously a set piece. Rice corner, Gabriel
listen,
header.
If we don't score a set piece, I'm demanding my money back.
I noticed Liverpool beat Real Madrid using a set piece.
That's not allowed, is it, Liverpool?
I know. Questions need to be asked.
Yeah, who's that reporter that Jamie Carragher as well, banging on about set pieces? Yeah. So listen to this: 3-0, 2-0, 1-1, 2-0, 2-1, 2-0, 2-0, 1-0, 4-0, 1-0, 2-0, 2-0, 3-0. They're our last 13 games.
That's mad.
2 goals conceded. Anything else to say? I've got one more stat we'll finish off with, but anything else to say? Go on, Steph.
Can I end on a negative? This was put out by Orbinho earlier.
Oh.
Who is refereeing the game at the weekend?
I don't know. Is it Gillett?
It is Craig Pawson. The last Gunners game he refereed was the 1-0 defeat by West Ham last season, where he sent off Miles Lewis-Skelly. I saw that, and I do it every time. Every time I say to myself, "Why do I follow Orbinho? He puts out these stats. He gets my blood pressure
inside
up.
Your head. He gets in your head.
He knows exactly what he's doing, and we love him for it. But yeah,
okay. I'm going to take your negative stat. Raise it.
Oh no!
Here's the no. It's a good one. Here's the final stat. I don't know why I happened across this particular stat, but here it is. Arsenal have lost only 6 more home league games in our stadium than Spurs have in theirs. We moved into our stadium in 2006. They moved in 2019. And there's only 6 games difference.
That's lovely.
42 to 48 or 41.
Is that right? Oh, well done.
49 or something like that. It's like that. Spurs have already lost 40 league games. I think most of it was last season under Postecoglou.
Oh, well, their home record this season is they've lost.
Their home record this season is appalling.
They've got the best away record this season and like the 17th home record.
Oh, did you also see there were a few clickbaity stats pages who were posting out, because Mickey van der Ven scored obviously a very good goal.
Very good goal.
Very, very good goal for Tottenham against a pretty poor Copenhagen, it should be said, in the Champions League. And then there are a few people saying, oh, that's Mickey van der Ven's 6th goal of the season. The same number that Gyökeres has got. Obviously, they could have chosen a number of strikers who haven't even scored 6, but they chose Gyökeres because they know what they're doing.
Isak.
No, forget that. The reply to that is, yeah, but Gyökeres has got 11 clean sheets. So, you know.
Yeah. Very good, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like it. Is that it? We done?
I think we're done.
I think
okay, so we shall reconvene on Sunday at some point, hopefully in a positive mood and mindset after I gave it the big up at the start. But anyway, cheers for the chat, gents. Cheers for listening, everybody. Enjoy the next couple of days and enjoy the game on Saturday.
I'll see you in the away end.
And I'll see you in the away end. Woohoo! Cheerio. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Bye. The North Bank, an Arsenal podcast. Subscribe, rate and review on your app, and find us on your socials at North Bank Pod. Email hello@thenorthbankafc.com and check out our website, thenorthbankafc.com. Produced by the Podcast Company.